today.
No one has responded to Guard 2K01.
A controller tries to avert a cancellation.
Have you seen the state of this?
Renovation looms a crowded airport central.
I'm so confused. Can we all get a grip?
And the fire alarm brews plenty of anger for passengers. It's the middle of August. One of the busiest months for the team at Airport Central. And as passengers hop off to jet away from England, dispatcher Johnny Clark goes on a ranting spree.
Well, in my honest opinion, have you seen the state of this? The walls are peeling off, the platforms are insufficient to hold lots of passengers at once, and really, worst of all, we do get a lot of fare evaders every single day who just fail to tap on the platform readers and they just end up paying a penalty charge notice.
It's estimated that fare evaders cost Stepford Connect £14 million annually, and the operator has announced a crackdown on this by installing ticket barriers on the busiest stations without them. Airport Central is one of them to see installation soon.
Stepford Connect operates a zero-tolerance penalty fare scheme. If you are found to be travelling without a valid ticket or pass, you may be charged a £20 penalty fare.
Yeah, it's rather annoying really. People who don't pay their fare simply have no heart for the railway. We're here to help, and we enjoy our jobs. But one thing we don't enjoy is giving out PCNs. Just pay for a ticket, it's literally cheaper than the penalty.
The station is set to be temporarily closed soon for a much needed renovation, widening the platforms as well as a new station building.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one really. There is so much underdevelopment in the airport stations here, and they all suffer from overcrowding. I would really love the wider platforms because not only is it going to benefit the passengers, but it's also going to benefit myself.
But are passengers happy with the works going on?
Rubbish! Wasting our taxpayers' money on stations that were only here for 10 minutes and then we're on a train. Transport for Stepford should invest more in their rolling stock and provide more frequent services.
The design looks rather nice. More colour definitely. Electrification, cleaner spaces, and modern scenery. I'm looking forward to be walking through here on my way to Lanzarote.
3 weeks later, the works are finally finished, bringing passengers and travellers state-of-the-art infrastructure as they enter the international hub for Stepford City.
It's so amazing, there's so more facilities, so much vibrant. I thought if I was at the right station.
Apart from Airport Central, the other stations within the airport have received gradual refurbishments, adding a modern touch and a nature touch to the rails of the air.
In conjunction with Network Rail, we've expanded, replaced and installed more infrastructure, tracks and stations within the airport. This has resulted in more frequent services, as well as new services connecting Stepford International better with Stepford County by greener modes of transportation.
And as for Johnny, what does he think?
Oh my goodness, I am so happy, absolutely top point. They've not only made it all more spacious and efficient, but they've also improved the quality of service for passengers and us staff employed on the railway. This is a dream come true, to be honest.
And he can do his platform dancing even more spaciously. But it's far from happiness down the line at the recently refurbished Coxley, where the fire alarm has just been raised.
You're watching BBC News. I'm Dweller, standing outside the frantic scene at Coxley Station, where the fire alarm has just been raised.
Absolutely upgraded station, crap safety.
I'm so confused. Can we all get a grip?
And station supervisor Derek Keynes has to bear the brunt of all the chaos.
So right now the fire alarm's just been raised and we got everyone out of here. Trains aren't stopping, disruption on the lines coming into and out of Benton. It's all a bit of a nightmare really, and even more ironically, the station just got upgraded 4 days ago, so that's lovely.
Derek doesn't know the exact cause of why the alarm has been raised, so once he ensures that everyone is safe at the station, he goes inside to have a scan.
Sometimes the fire alarm gets pulled accidentally, and I think that is one of the cases today, because as far as I'm aware, nothing has happened on the platform or in the ticket hall, so it could just be a case of accidents or more rarely, deliberate trolling. If you are found to be purposely pulling the fire alarm at stations, we have the right to prosecute you and ban you from using the network. The first responses don't come cheap. It wastes our time, it wastes the firefighters' time, it even costs the network a lot of disruption.
After careful assessing of the station, Derek finds that it is indeed a false alarm, and services are given the all clear to enter the station.
Finally, it's over. Thank God it was a false alarm.
At least it was a false alarm. However, it is important that we evacuate people from the station for their own safety, and so the last thing we need are ambulances. It's also important that we check the station to see if it is all safe, as that prevents fire and rescue from being called, which saves money, and I'm happy at the result today overall.
Back in the centre of Stepford, Controller Graham Oldfield is under pressure to find a guard on the service to Leighton West.
So right now, no one has responded to guard 2K01 all the way to Leighton West, which is especially worrying as it's gonna result in a cancellation, which is the last thing I need to deal with.
Cancellations cost Stepford Connect £30 million in lost revenue, and staff like Graham are trying to bring that number down.
You really don't want to cancel a train obviously, but it has a knock-on effect on the entire rail network. More people crowd the next train that goes to the destination that was cancelled by the last train. More overcrowding happens, disruption occurs, loads of confusion and angry passengers. We at Stepford County Railway try our hardest to provide a service, but we have to accept those times where we have failed to try our hardest.
By sheer luck, a guard calls in.
You're a lifesaver, Darren. Alright, cheers, thank you. So one of my best mates, Darren, has just called in to say that he can do the train. So he'll be rushing to Lynn right now. He only lives around the corner from the station, and happy days all round.
Just in the nick of time. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard the Stepford Connect service to Leighton West.
Darren is such a lifesaver. I met him in secondary school, and since then, we both got jobs on the railway. He's a good lad really, and loves to be the solution of the problem.
Good morning, folks. Tickets and passes, please.
Next time,
Get off me!
a man has a bit too much to drink.
Oh, that's absolutely lovely.
Staff at the depot replace the bogies.
They've just did a hit and swim.
And a bridge collision brings the network to gridlock.